Hi guys, old Gare out here at the Fishing Shack. Welcome to this week's Fish and Chums Fishing Report. Here we are, the first week of June already. Where did April and May go? Phew, boy, it was gone, huh? Well, looks like we're going to have a good weekend weather-wise, guys. By golly, they're talking about temperatures in the low 80s, maybe the mid 80s, and light winds, southwest or west winds. Can't hardly beat that. Maybe a shower here and there, but nothing serious. Looks like it's going to be a great weekend for this first week of June. Had some pretty good reports for you. You know, we still have a lot of high water. We're going to have to deal with that all summer, doggone it. And I know there's been a lot of high water out at Truman. They had a meeting there the other night, and there's not much we can do about it. But there's been a lot of scuttlebutt going around there, some false things popping up here and there. But I tell you what, if you want to know the lowdown on Truman, go to Truman Lake Area Fishing. Dan Huff has a great page there, great group, and he'll keep you in tune with what is going on out at Truman. All right, we will be talking about some crappie and a few walleye out at Stockton. Bass fishing's been pretty good at Bull Shoals and Table Rock. A few walleye showing up at the Rock. And so we have a lot to talk about. I do want to say thank you very much for joining us. All of our people on YouTube and Facebook and all of our groups. And if you haven't joined our YouTube group, be sure to subscribe. Just push this button Brandon's putting up here, and would love to have you as a member of our family, that's for sure. Well, let's go fishing, guys.
Fish and Chums!
Well, there's been some pretty good fishing in the Ozarks. Not bad for all this doggone rain and high water. Let's start out at Beaver Lake. That water temperature out there this morning when my guide was out on the water, it was 75 degrees, about 75, 76 degrees. And they have been picking up some nice stripers out on the mid-lake at Beaver, anywhere from 30 to 40 feet of water, I understand. And the crappie fishing is fair. You're not so much on the banks right now, but kind of get off the banks a little bit. And the bluegill are starting to move a little bit back in some of the pockets. So check this out. And the bass fishing's been pretty good on swim baits, and they've been picking up some topwater action out there as well. And you know, when we have high water, what do? We have good catfishing. And look at Jeremy Stockley was out the other day. Look at this. About a 70-pound catfish. Wow, that is quite a cat, Jeremy. Good going, my friend, good going. All right, let's go out to the photo of the week at Table Rock this week. How about this photo? Bridget Slay. Here we go, photo of the week, Bridget. Your first bass. Boy, that's a good one. You're going to be a fishing gal the rest of your life, Bridget. Bridget's the daughter of Tina Slay, an old friend of mine, and Dan and Dottie Richardson. Gosh darn, haven't seen you guys for a while. I bet I know where you took your granddaughter fishing. I have a good idea. But anyway, Bridget, photo of the week. All right, you know, the crappie, let's go to crappie first at Table Rock. They're kind of scattered a little bit, but they have been picking up some crappie. Some of the old boys getting those minnows out there with a float, picking up some fish at Table Rock, not so much on the bank, off the bank a little bit. And the jig fishermen are picking up some crappie as well in about, I'd say 13 to 16 foot of water, right in that range. So you may want to try the bank, but then back off the bank, and you might catch yourself some crappie. And also, they've been picking up some fish around some of the docks, too, so we might try crappie fishing. Walleye? Well, there's been a few scattered walleye caught. I don't have no report of a big concentration, an area producing a lot of walleye. They seem to be scattered. But my old buddy Mountain Dew was out the other day. Look at Mountain Dew. He was pitching a jig out, I understand. Picked up this 24-inch walleye with some white bass. And so the walleye are moving at Table Rock, not gangbusters, but they are starting to move a little bit. You know, speaking of Table Rock, the bass fishing's been pretty doggone good. I was out there a couple days this week. Early in the morning, topwater fishing's been good. You can use a variety of topwater baits. Just kind of keep an eye out and pop out A spook or a junior spook has been working. They've been using pop R's and also buzz baits. So you might try some topwater fishing. Not gangbusters, but not bad, not bad. So try some topwater fishing at Table Rock this week. Other than that, my guys are still picking up fish on a variety of baits at Table Rock. The bass fishing, you can use swim baits. I'm still having some pretty good reports on jerk baits, on windy banks, windy points, secondary points, spinner baits. Square bill crankbait's been pretty good. And of course, jigs or flipping baits have been pretty good as well. And I tell you another thing you might want to try. Put a little color to it, but get yourself a lizard. I like this lizard here, this brown with that chartreuse tail. Use it Texas style. Flip it up some the brush piles and kind of scoot it over the top of the water, then drop it. Ooh boy, hang on. This can be a real good bait at Table Rock right now. And so fishing's been pretty good at the rock. And as far as back at the walleye fishing, try some flicker minnows or flicker shads if you want to slow troll some of those points and secondary points. And you never know, you might pick some walleye up. Okay, Taneycomo, Lake Taneycomo. They've been running a lot of water out of Table Rock, but now they've shut it down a little bit earlier in the week. And so some of the boys have been going up in that trophy area, and they've been using jerk baits and also swim baits, white jigs. And there's been some really nice brown trout caught up in that trophy area the last few days. So you may want to check this out at Lake Taneycomo for the upcoming weekend. In fact, we have a 15-pounder in a net that we'll show you at the end of the program. By the way, don't leave us early, because at the end of the program, Brandon and I selected some great photos to share with you. We'll scroll through those, and I know you're going to like. All right, Bull Shoals, got a lot of water out at Bull Shoals, 30 foot high at least probably, and the mid-lake, the lower end lake is real clear, a lot of clear water, and they've been picking up some nice bass. They're catching fish there on top water. They've been using the sexy shad. They've been using some spooks, pop R's. Popping baits have been real good, and buzz baits. And so topwater fishing in the morning hours and late evening hours. And during the day, they've been going out. Of course, there's so much water out there. Just find some flats that would normally probably be out of the water and some of the points, and get down there with drop shots. And also, they've been picking up some fish on just plastic worms, just like Table Rock. And some of that brush, get out there with some lizards, and you're going to catch some fish, that's for sure. So the Ned rig's catching fish out there. And by the way, at Table Rock, the Ned rig, don't overlook that as well. So bass fishing's been pretty good at the rock. Walleye fishing's been fair. They've been going down at the lower end, mid-lake, trolling the points and secondary points and some of the flats, and using, gosh darn, you can't hardly go wrong with the shad, the flicker shads or the flicker minnows. They've been picking up some fish, and also night crawlers out there. Okay, let's go out to Stockton now. My gosh, Scott Page was out the other day and picked up this nice walleye. And just because they have high water out there, don't let it, if you can get your boat in, you can catch fish, because the water is very nice clarity-wise. And they've been picking up some walleye out there. Scott picked up that nice one. I think his son picked up a nice one as well. And they've been picking up some really nice walleye out there at Stockton. I was trying to read my notes here. Nick Schroeder was out the other day. And of course, the catfishing's been good. This is a nice cat that Nick caught. And that was at Stockton as well. Some nice crappie for the few people that's been going crappie fishing at Stockton. They have been picking up some fish, some real nice crappie. And so if you can get the boat in, hey, you can catch fish. That's what I'm saying, out at Stockton. All right, we've had some reports also at Pomme de Terre. Of course, that lake is high. The lower end is clear. And for the few people fishing, they've been picking up some crappie out there, a little bit deeper, 15 feet on the average, I would say. Some people are still picking one up off the bank as well. And the bass fishing's been pretty good for the very few people fishing out at Pomme. It seems like topwater early in the morning, and they've been using some swim baits and also square bill crankbait. So check out Pomme de Terre for the upcoming weekend. All right, let's go out at Truman now. You know, a lot of water. They had a meeting out there, the Corps of Engineers, a couple of nights ago, and a lot of scuttlebutt going around the lake. Now, down below the dam at Truman, they have been picking up some fish. Some catfishing has been good. Some people have been using jug fishing and catfishing at the upper end of the lake, the Ozarks, shad or bluegill, or I should say perch, and picking up some nice cats. At times, they've been picking up a walleye here and there, and of course the crappie fishing at times can be good as well in that backup water back in there. So try the upper end of Lake the Ozarks, of course below the dam at Truman. Might be a good bet for the upcoming weekend. All right, Lake the Ozarks, well, we've had the reports that the crappie are kind of moving off the banks. They're picking up a few on the banks, but you might want to go a little bit deeper like the other lakes. Go out and at about, I would say, off the bank at 10, 12, 15 feet of water. Jig fishing can be good, or swimming minnows, and they've been picking up some fish on minnows out there as well, live minnows. And so you might pick yourself up some crappie at Lake the Ozarks. I would think so. This weekend you should be able to, and don't overlook some of the docks out there for crappie fishing. Bass fishing's been real good at Lake the Ozarks. They're picking up some fish on top water in the morning hours. Spooks as good as anything. And they've been picking up some fish with just a little bit of a breeze with a buzz bait. And they have been catching nice bass on swim baits, and of course some drop shots. And don't overlook the Ned rig. And square bill crankbaits have been pretty good at Lake the Ozarks as well. Well, that's our report for the day. We have some great photos coming your way. We want to thank you very much for being with us. We just got to get this water down. We just have to make the best of it. But if you want bass fishing, once again, recapping, Bull Shoals, Table Rock would be a good bet. Don't overlook Palmy. Crappie, I think you can catch some crappie out at Stockton, and a walleye. I think you can catch a few of those out there this weekend. And below the dam at Truman looks good as well. Don't overlook Lake the Ozarks. Okay? Well, thank you for being with us. Be sure to like and share. And we already told you to subscribe. And if you'd like to send us some photos, we're getting a lot of photos, and thank you very much for sending them, or any fishing information. Well, just go to our email. Email us at fishingchums@gmail.com. God bless you all. Go out and get bit. I want to see some sore thumbs this next week. Happy outdoors. Roll those photos, Brandon.